We are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. Final segment this morning with Michael Cunningham with Animal Rescue Corps. It's really good to have him on. Some good phone calls coming in, 737-7587. Got a couple questions for you as we wrap things up. But first, let's go to Vicky, who waited through the break. Vicky, good morning. Hi, Vicky.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What's on your mind?
Well, I love the Animal Rescue Corps. I recently made a small donation. I wish it could have been more. But I live too far to volunteer on any kind of a regular basis. But I just want to say that I wish that Tennessee and a lot of other states would toughen their laws about animal abuse and animal neglect. We do have the registry here in Tennessee, but it's only for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think it should be 10 years, if not life. If you are convicted of animal abuse or animal neglect, 2 years is nothing to be on the registry. And I think that, I know that law enforcement has their hands full with, murders and robberies and things like that. But I just wish that the legislature would enact some laws that really had teeth in them. And I think that anyone who would abuse or neglect an animal, a child, a disabled person, or an elderly person is just not salvageable to me. There should be some real punishment for people like that.
Vicky, thank you for your call, and thank you for your donation and caring about animals. You've been in so many states in this country, and there are different varying laws on the books. Your take on that? Again, you don't prosecute. You're involved with it. You care about the animals afterwards. Do you think that the laws in general need to be toughened considerably? And if so, do you think that would make that big a difference, when it comes to hoarding cases and puppy mills?
Well, and first of all, thank you for your donation. I really appreciate that. These are big problems, and they can't be solved by just a few of us. And even the smallest donation, if there's enough of us put it together, we can make a substantial impact on these issues. You're right. I handle the animals. I don't handle the justice portion of it. Absolutely, we could get tougher with our laws. Also, mental health is a huge problem for our communities when it comes to hoarding. There's very few truly evil people that were out there harming animals intentionally. I run into those with organized dog fighting and some other cases that we've run into. But when we're dealing with hoarding, it's generally it's a mental illness. They believe that they are caring or providing some type of care, or what they think they're saving that animal from is worse than what they can give. However, it's inadequate, But definitely, if we can toughen our laws, especially on the ability to have animals in your care after a conviction. I really like the fact that Tennessee has the federal, the felony animal cruelty registry. Yeah. It is often used as a tool to get them to plead to a lesser charge. Because they don't want to go onto that registry. And it's just one tool that they can use. It's rarely a felony conviction in the end, but it is a tool. But we could definitely strengthen all of those.
You talked about the donations. Just in the remaining moments here, there may be people watching that want to know what they can do. Not just, and you can talk about what Animal Rescue Corps' needs are. Maybe you can mention with regard to some of the shelters and what they need. But right now, what are things that individuals can do if they want to help with this problem from your perspective?
We are based in Tennessee, in Lebanon, and if anybody wants to come and volunteer at our emergency shelter who's over the age of 18, can do so. And you just send us an email at volunteer@animalrescuecorps.org, and we'll get you signed up.
And I've been there when they've done this. They come in, and Michael or some of the other, more experienced staffers work with you as we sit here now. How many animals are at the rescue just right now from some not rescue at the shelter? How many right now?
I've got, let's see. Well, yesterday, a week ago I had 114. Today I've got 21.
Okay, from recent rescues, and they're there. So you have 21, which means the others have been sent out and have to be placed and adopted. But the 21 dogs, they need to be fed, they need to be walked, they need to be socialized. You get to play with dogs. It's not all fun and games, though. If you're there, you're going to be cleaning some poop, you're going to be moving some cages around, things like this. But it's a really neat facility, and it's worthwhile. Now, not everyone like Vicky and others can get to places like that. Donations are good, right? To ARC, you can go to your Facebook page, correct?
Our Facebook page or our website, animalrescuecorps.org. Corps is spelled C-O-R-P-S. We are like the Peace Corps. We are a volunteer army of people that are out there helping animals, and anybody can be a part of this. If you want to donate even $5 to Animal Rescue Corps, you can be a part of it. It's not all just boots on the ground, and it's not all just helping animals in our shelter. Anybody can donate.
Yeah, and the best way to do it yourself, if you own pets, of course, is spay and neuter your pets. Spay and neuter it. No debating. Just do it. Just do it and find a way. There are places where it can be more affordable at times. Let's take one quick call from Tom before we have to wrap things up. Tom, good morning. Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's on your mind?
Well, I don't know whether a lot of people are aware of this. I've got a little Chihuahua, Ziggy Stardust. And, yeah.
I love it. I like the name.
Well, we're big David Bowie fans.
Yeah.
The rise and fall. Anyway, there was a government program. Ziggy's going to be 6 years old in January, where they would spay and neuter your dog for free. Why? Because it's cheaper in the long run to do that,
of course,
than to deal with the aftermath. So Ziggy was spayed before she ever came into heat for free. So that was an excellent program, and I'd like to see it reconstituted.
I think it's a great program. I don't think that exists to that degree anymore. Do you have any advice for folks? I mean, spaying and neutering, if you have means, I mean, it's not always cheap, $100 here, maybe a little more, but there are some clinics sometimes, or there are, what's the best way to find an affordable way if you're on a budget, you have your animal, you really want to try to get it spayed and neutered, what would you do to find the most affordable way to do it?
Well, I just do a search on the internet.
Okay.
There are a lot of resources out there for this. It may take some time to actually get on a schedule and get it done. Some of them are based on your income. Some of them are based on where you live geographically. So I know that in Wilson County that there's a resource in Wilson County, and if you live outside of Wilson County, then there's a small charge added to that because they're trying to help their community first. But then outside of that, you can get low-cost spay and neuter.
Yeah, there just are ways that you can do it.
And if you can't afford to spay and neuter the animal, then you should really think about whether or not you can afford the animal in the first place.
Right.
We're only talking about a couple of $100 or maybe $100 to get this. In some cases, it's less than $100, depending on your income, to get your animal spayed or neutered. But you seriously need to think about, can I afford to have the animal in the first place?
Yeah, because there are expenses that just come with it. I mean, you can have an animal and it's worth every penny. It's a wonderful thing, but the food, the proper care, and if you just can't afford to even spay and neuter it, I'm not sure how you're going to be able to take care of the dog elsewhere beyond that. But it's almost funny. It's just that culture hasn't changed yet. Well, I don't have to do that. Whatever. Or there's even some idiots out there that think, well, if I spay or neuter my male dog here, he's not going to be as tough, or whatever crap like that. Usually you spay and neuter the animals too, and on top of it, they just become more manageable.
Absolutely.
Something to think about. Listen, ARC, to me, great organization, among those at the very front lines that make a huge difference every day. I hope people take it to heart and check out the Facebook page or go to the website and volunteer. make donations along that line. And you guys aren't going anywhere. I mean, you're based here in large measure. You're here a lot.
That's right.
Here in Tennessee, and we're very lucky to have you. And here's some wonderful of the photos from the ARC site, just showing a lot of the dogs and a horse and others that have been rescued. And it's animalrescuecorps.org. And look at that little puppy rescued. And just like looking at you, these are several over just the last few.
Yeah, we do any species. Just a couple weeks ago, we did lemurs and a porcupine.
Porcupine and a parrot, exotic birds sometimes, donkey, potbelly pigs.
We do it all.
All right, chinchillas. Reading the list. Michael Cunningham, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you again. All right.
Wonderful. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we will. Take a break. Back with Programming Note right after this.